Did Mark Jackson just call out the New York Knicks for not hiring him to be their next head coach? It was a weird video, and we got to talk about it. But first, I just want to hear from all the real ones out there. Do you think the Knicks should have hired Mark Jackson to be the head coach of this ball club? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I want to hear from all the real ones in the comments right now. You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for stopping by as we react to what Mark Jackson had to say. As I'm going to be honest, it was weird. And it seemed like he was talking about the New York Knicks because the day he put out this selfie video, it was the same day that Mike Brown had his introductory press conference as the new head coach of the New York Knicks. Jackson said this in that video: "To whom it may concern, blessings. You are more than qualified. Your resume says you're more than qualified. Your body of work says you're more than qualified." So it's easy to get depressed. It's easy to get discouraged. It's easy to get down. It's easy to have doubt and start questioning. I don't know who I'm talking to. Sure you don't. You don't prayed about it. Or you done prayed about it. Asked about it. And it didn't happen. Well, it didn't happen for a reason. The worst place to be in this world is outside the will of God. Don't miss your shot. What's yours is yours. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's enough to run on. What? Like, I'm trying not to be mean and an asshole here to a legend, a New York legend, a Knicks legend. This guy's off his rocker, man. Like, it sounded like that was like a mixture of like Jameis Winston and DJ Khaled put out a speech together. I don't know what's going on with Mark Jackson. I'm sure he's upset that he wasn't hired as the Knicks head coach. And I think it's pretty clear that this was about the New York Knicks, even though he said, "I don't know who I'm talking to." Yeah, you do. You released it the same day as Mike Brown being introduced as the Knicks head coach. And you talked about wanting to be the Knicks head coach. And Rick Pitino said you should be the Knicks' next head coach. I'm glad he's not the head coach. You got the right guy. And I don't really get the love for Mark Jackson as a head coach in the NBA. Did he do some nice things? Yes. Did he have a successful career with the Warriors? I would say yes. But that was a long, long time ago. He hasn't coached in the NBA since 2014. The NBA Finals this year will be played in 2026. That's 12 years ago. What were you doing 12 years ago? And how is that relevant to what you're doing now? Like, I don't understand wanting to bring back Mark Jackson to be the head coach of the New York Knicks. And like everyone talks about, oh, he's been blackballed. He's been this. He's been that. I'm not going to dive into the conspiracy theory stuff. Let's just come with the facts here. The year after Mark Jackson got fired, the Golden State Warriors won the NBA title. Mark Jackson did not play Draymond Green. He elected to play David Lee. Salute to David Lee. Once a Knick, always a Knick. But it was playing Draymond Green that opened up that team. And by many accounts, people believed that Golden State was held back by Mark Jackson. And I think that came to be proven true, considering they won the NBA Finals next year and went on to be the most recent dynasty in the NBA. Did he have a good NBA coaching career? Yeah. 121 and 109. 12 games over 500. Not the best thing in the world. Went 9-10 in the playoffs. Like, there's nothing on his resume as a coach that said he is deserving of this Knicks job. He's never got a team to the NBA Finals. He's never won an NBA Finals. Teams didn't get worse once he was fired. In fact, all the opposite stuff happened. But there are things to celebrate for what he did in Golden State, because when we think of Golden State now, it's not what Golden State was when Jackson was there. And I want to be abundantly clear on that. He led the Golden State Warriors to back-to-back playoff appearances for the first time since 1991 and 1992. So he deserves a lot of credit for that, no doubt about it. But, let's also not forget all the things and all the reasons he was fired. And We're not going to get into all of them on today's show, but a couple of them real quick. There was a lot of conflicts with the front office and ownership. He didn't have good relationships with those guys. He's supposed to be cultivated of us versus you type of mindset, meaning us coaches and players versus the front office. That's never going to work out. He didn't get along with the team president. He never hired a top assistant coach. He never wanted that because he wanted it to be the Mark Jackson show. And the offense was outdated. When he got fired, they were like the 12th best offensive rating in the NBA in Golden State. And then they became the best offensive team in NBA history. Look, I get it. He's from New York. He played for the Knicks. That's all I get. I don't understand why anyone would want him as the head coach of this team. He had a long career here. 2 stints. Success. New York legend. New York basketball legend. New York Knicks legend. But what are we doing? Every day during the coaching search. Marsh, what do you think about Mark Jackson? It's the same thing with Jeff Van Gundy. What do you think about Jeff Van Gundy? Jeff Van Gundy has a coach in 2007. That was 19 years ago. Let's get a guy that's been in the league for recently, like last year. And Rick Pitino, just pouring gas on the fire, tweeted this out on June 11th. I obviously coached our rookie of the year, Mark Jackson. I believe he spent 18 years in the NBA as a player. Great coach with the Warriors. And one of the brightest minds I've ever coached. Would love to see the Knicks bring Mark Jackson home. I'm not happy the Knicks didn't hire Mark Jackson, but I totally understand why. And what Rick Pitino is saying here, that's a mid-2000s Knicks move. And the mid-2000s Knicks were the bottom of the barrel. They were the laughingstock of the league. What, we're going to bring Mark Jackson back just because he played here? That's what gets him the job? Shoot, let's bring back Pablo Prigioni. He played here. This is the most damning thing about it. When Stephen A. Smith is pounding the table for Mark Jackson to be the Knicks head coach, you don't do it. When Stephen A. says turn left, you turn right. When Stephen A. says go up, you go down. Nothing Stephen A. has ever said about the Knicks is right. He thinks there's a man by the name of Michael McBride on this team. Said that last week. I don't know. I'm not trying to rip Mark Jackson. I'm just trying to almost talk through and figure out why there is so much want for him to be the coach when he hasn't coached in the NBA in 11 plus years. Talk a little bit more about it, but if you're trying to save $35 and get a Knicks hoodie for the winter months, which are right around the corner, go to chatsports.com/NYK hoodie. This was $65. Now it's $30. And the best time to buy your winter clothes is in the summer. Get your hoodie today, chatsports.com/NYK hoodie. Look, I'm not trying to disrespect Mark here. I hope it's not coming across that way. I'm just trying to be honest, and I'm trying to assess the situation correctly. Outside, if he never played for the Knicks and he wasn't from New York, would we still want him to be the head coach? Because if those are the two things that you make him the coach you want, that makes no sense. The Knicks hired the right guy of the guys that were available. Is it the sexiest hire in the world? No. Is it flashy? No. You know what also wasn't sexy or flashy? Paying Jalen Brunson $100 million. I think it worked out pretty damn well. And it'd be one thing if the Knicks were the only team to pass on Mark Jackson. But they're not. He hasn't coached since 2014. That means no one wanted him in 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, or 25. 11 off seasons have come and go. 11 coaching cycles have come and gone. And no one hired him. I think you should just ride off into the sunset. I miss you on ESPN. I'll tell you that much. You deserve to be back on the ESPN booth. I don't want to hear from Doris Burke and Richard Jefferson anymore. Hopefully this is the end of the Mark Jackson and Knicks stuff. Hopefully this is the end of the Jeff Van Gundy and the New York Knicks stuff. It's over. Get over it. Like, flush it. Move on. He hasn't coached in 11 years. Like, it's over. And I don't want to talk about it anymore. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, @MarshallGreen_.